K-pop Demon Hunter is easily the movie of the summer. It was viral everywhere on the internet, but the main problem was, it didn't release in theaters. A movie like this should be seen on the biggest screen possible. Well, it seems Netflix learned because this weekend only, they have a 2-day window where a sing-along event of K-pop Demon Hunter is in theaters. I watched it. Let's review it. Now, before I actually talk about the sing-along event, I'm just going to talk about the experience in the theater before I actually move on to the actual event part. From the exact moment this movie started, I knew the animation was going to look absolutely stunning on the big screen, and it did, showing that this movie was just made for theaters in the first place. One of the main reasons why I went to Netflix instead is because the studio thought no one would want to see a movie like this in theaters, so they decided to drop it straight to streaming because they thought it would be too niche for theaters. Boy, were they wrong there, but the animation looks phenomenal on the big screen. It has the style of Into the Spider-Verse, so you can just picture that, but on a theater screen instead. And since I watched this movie twice before actually watching it in theaters, seeing that big difference between my screen into theaters, there's a huge gap, showing that you need to watch movies in theaters because it's just a different experience altogether. Yes, you can get the movie at home, but you have a different experience actually in the theater. The animation looked gorgeous, and every single song sounded amazing in the theater. When it comes to Golden Soda Pop Your Idol, any song, it sounded phenomenal in the theater. One of that is because you actually have that surround sound, so a noise over here you never heard before because you only have this one speaker coming out of your TV. But thanks to a surround sound system, you now hear all these different sounds in the song that you never even knew were part of the song before, thanks to the theater experience. This movie was just 100% made for theaters, and if you can, watch it in theaters. It doesn't matter if it's a sing-along event or not. Watch it in theaters. It's the way it was meant to be watched. If you're obsessed with this movie, definitely go watch it in theaters because it is the way to watch this film. It was intended to be watched that way. Instead, it's on streaming. Don't let that stop you. Theaters is 100% the way to watch this movie. It's the experience. You only get it for just one day after this video is posted, so I would go watch it now before it's too late and you never get the chance again. But real quick, if you want to help me reach my goal of 1K by the end of the year, consider subscribing. Let's continue. Now let's talk about the actual sing-along portion, where the actual event and the reason why this is in theaters in the first place is because it's marketed as a sing-along edition. It's not marketed as first time in theaters. It's very much a sing-along event. Wicked did this last year. I don't know how popular that was. No pun intended there. Well, it doesn't matter because K-pop Demon Hunter Sing-Along Edition is by far more popular than what Wicked did. Wicked, everything I've seen of that for the sing-along event, the theaters did not sell out. K-pop Demon Hunter, the exact moment tickets went on sale, it sold out almost everywhere. I was lucky enough to get a spot, but it basically sold out everywhere. So theaters added more showings because they actually saw how popular this was. Another mistake on why it should have been released in the theaters in the first place, but at least I was able to see it now. But the actual sing-along event, it really depends on your theater. Because a lot of the clips I've seen online, the theater is dead silent or extremely loud. There's no in-between. You either get a theater that came just to watch the movie on the theater screen, or you get the theater that actually came for the sing-along event and sing their complete hearts out the entire time. The movie's not in control of that. It really depends on your audience that you get. And I purposely bought my tickets for the first showing that sold out as fast as possible, so that I did get that rush crowd, because that rush crowd normally is that crowd that would have that energy because they bought tickets as fast as possible. So my theater did have that reaction, and there was a lot of funny moments. I think the position that I sat in, I didn't really hear that much singing, but I did hear murmurs of singing happening behind me, so I knew it happened. I just didn't really hear it 100%. I heard more of the movie, which pro or con depending on your experience. But seeing this movie with a crowd that's seen this movie before is a way to experience it. This is by far my favorite audience reaction that I had in the theater because everyone in the theater has seen this movie before. So that leaves for a bunch of other moments to happen. And I just love my audience because they were doing the silly stuff that normally, if this was a movie I've never seen before, I'll be mad. But since this is a event that type of reactions need to happen because it's a event like that, it's not like it's some showing opening night. This is the only acceptable position where you could scream like that in the theater because everyone in the auditorium has actually seen the movie. So an audience reaction like that is acceptable in this case. But it all really depends on your experience. So K-Pop Demon Hunter 100% watch this in theaters. Yes, it's a sing-along event, and that can be hit or miss depending on your experience with it, but I had a good experience with it. By far my favorite audience reaction I had out of an event like this, and just seeing K-Pop Demon Hunter on the big screen alone was worth it. It's by far made for the big screen. Animation, songs all just really work so well on that screen. And part of me wishes that I could go back in time and watch this movie for the first time, but on the big screen, because that would have been a totally different experience altogether. Even though I've seen this film before, watching it on the big screen just made it 10 times more enjoyable because it's the theaters, the way this movie was supposed to be watched. If you have the time, and if your theater's not sold out, watch this thing in theaters. But anyways, if you like this video, maybe these ones on the side ones you too. Like, subscribe, see you guys next time. Goodbye.